Hey, what's up, classic TV fans? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about I Love Lucy. More specifically about the episode The Ballet, in which Lucille Ball does some very iconic stunt work or just physical comedy. And we're going to be revealing what actually happened. What is going on with her legs and those bruises? There's something that you may not have noticed, but with high definition DVDs and so forth, they are very apparent. We're going to look at what in the world happened. I think you will absolutely be surprised. Now, before we get into that, a little bit of background. This is episode 19 of I Love Lucy. It's called The Ballet, as I mentioned, and we do have the guest star, Mary Wick. She was in a lot of productions, television, movies. She was in Sister Act, one of the nuns, but was a really good friend of Lucille Ball. Now, in this episode, what happens, Ricky is going to have a show at the club, and this specific show is going to have two parts available. One is for a ballet dancer, and another one is for a pair of burlesque comics. Later on in the episode, Lucy does bring a burlesque type clown to do the slowly I turn, Martha, Martha, that wonderful scene where actually, if you think about it, this is the first time that Lucille Ball gets a pie in the face in regards to I Love Lucy. It's also at the end the only time that Desi Arnaz, not the only time, the first time that he gets a pie in the face on the show as well. That happens throughout the course of the show, but this is the first time in this episode for both characters. So it's really, really cool to see that. But before that, Lucy makes her way to Madame Lamont's studio. Of course, this is the one with the famous Abba, di lega down, ma'am. One of my favorite scenes from season 1 in a fantastic episode. I think this whole scene makes this episode golden. It's great. Lucille Ball putting her leg on that bar, and just an amazing scene. And this is where Lucy's wearing that tutu, that ballet tutu, I think. Is that the official name? I don't know. But anyway, that tutu. And we get to see her legs, and she has all these bruises all around her legs. A little bit concerning if you wouldn't know what's going on, but it was all part of the plan. It was all part of making this scene perfect. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but Lucille Ball is an obsessive individual, an obsessive actress when it came to rehearsing. When she had to do a scene, think about any of the scenes, whether it was this one, doing any type of pantomime, even going to Vita Mita Vegemin when she was doing that whole scene, she rehearsed that countless times. More so than any other actor, and she would do this over and over again. The repetition would be, of course, anyone would claim it's obsessive. She would basically practice every eye movement, every twitch, every flick of the nose, every finger movement, everything. She would get it down to a T. That was the way she performed her art form, her acting chops. That's just how she did it. The same was true for this scene where she had to put her leg up. She did it so much, and she got injured many different times. These bruises are from the obsessive rehearsals that she had, and she wanted to get this scene exactly right. She wanted to make it funny. She wanted to make it silly, and the only way for her to be able to do that is to practice it so it became almost second nature. Almost like it was one of those times that she was rehearsing when she finally did it for the camera. So all those bruises that she has there on her legs are pretty much from this obsessive practicing and hitting her legs, hitting the wooden beam, hitting the wall, and bruising up, and she still kept doing it until she felt that she got it perfectly. Another fact from this episode that you will find fascinating is that Lucille Ball claimed at a later point after this episode aired that when she got her foot stuck in the bar, it was a complete accident, that it wasn't in the script. However, this is actually untrue because the scripts we all know were written before everything was filmed, before everything was rehearsed. Those were hammered out before, and it was clearly in the original script that Lucille Ball was supposed to get her foot stuck there. So you would think, why would she get this wrong? Well, with over 180 just I Love Lucy episodes, let alone any production she made, 20 years down the line when they would ask her, it was one of those things where she really didn't essentially remember this specific scene and how it happened. If you go back to the facts, it's not that she was lying, but it was the fact that, hey, she didn't remember every single detail, especially going decades back, of what happened. And so she assumed that, yeah, it was an accident and it was funny, but no, it was in the script. So fun fact for you to tell other people. Now you know why there's bruises on her legs. When you watch this episode, you can let me know if you've noticed the bruises or if you see them now whenever you watch this future episode. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Thank you so much for the support, and most importantly, be hopeful. A big thank you especially to my diamond tier patrons: Kevin K, David D, Vito L, Sally N, Citizen Kane 359, Ricky, and honorary Patreon Verbal Volley. If you want to become a patron member, links are down below in the description. Thank you.